I remember at work there was this project that I was asked to do, and after I delivered the project, a lot of people liked it. It was well received, and it was shared with a colleague on my team who had done something similar, I think the year prior. So I wanted to see what his project looked like. So we met up, and he shared it with me. I loved it. I shared mine, and he loved it as well. And so we decided to join forces for future projects and kind of combine different features of what we had presented because we just felt like it would be more cohesive. He said, essentially yours is the blueprint and we can build from there. And then he said a very strange comment. He said, a rising tide lifts all boats. As in, as you do well as a blueprint, others will follow behind and continue to iterate on what you've built. And I thought that was a strange thing to say. But then later on, I think I was on a walk or something, and I realized that this was both a word and encouragement for specific people. There's certain people that are called to do certain things in the kingdom that are going to be maybe a little bit more difficult. And as a result, their lives are a little bit more difficult. God keeps them on a shorter leash. They have different, what is the word I'm looking for? They're just different things they have to adhere to, a certain lifestyle they have to adopt. They're not quite as free as others in the kingdom. And what was ministered to me is that the reason why these people suffer so much is because Satan knows that a rising tide, which is what they are, lifts all boats. If the person that God has chosen to do a specific work is allowed to break through and get to where they need to be, it will inevitably lift others. I was reminded of the story of Joshua. As they were crossing the Jordan, the priests were instructed to go first. As soon as their feet touched the Jordan, it parted. And then they stood in the middle of the Jordan while however many millions of Israelites crossed. Then afterwards, they weren't done. Then Joshua had to select 12 men out of the 12 tribes to gather 12 stones. I believe he first made an altar, and then he put those 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan, and then the priests could finally go. And I always felt like that. Like I was always the first to step my foot in and chart the way, but I was always the last to enjoy my blessings. And it would frustrate me because my entire life has just been riddled with example after example of having to wait on God to receive things that I pray for other people to get, and they get it in like the snap of a finger. But I have to wait. And often my wins do not come unless other people win with me. And I can give such a clear example, but it would reveal things that I don't need to share. But this is just encouragement to those who this is their life. This is the experiences you've had with God. This is what you've constantly encountered in your own life. You are the rising tide, and the enemy fights you because he knows that your rising will lift every other boat. So take heart and be encouraged.